Hi guys, I wanted to give you some instructions for how to complete your first assignment, and that is going to be the dystopian passage analysis. Now I'm using the second period course screen, but if you're in fourth or sixth, the instructions will be exactly the same, so you don't have to worry about this number here. So for the dystopian passage analysis, first of all, please understand it's a classwork assignment. It's like if you were doing this on a piece of notebook paper in the room. So don't think of it as a test or quiz or assessment, even though in Schoology it is going to label it as an assessment. You also have as much time as you need to complete it, and it's resumable, so you can go back in if you don't finish in one sitting. So don't think of it as a test. When you get into the assignment, you'll see that the instructions will be at the beginning for you. And essentially what you're doing is analyzing a small passage that I have determined from each of our 4 dystopian stories. For each of them, you'll be identifying key words, you'll be talking about what you think it cautions against, and then making a connection to our real life. And there is some information about the assignment here, so be sure to read this carefully. I'm just kind of going over the logistics of submitting. This is a sample that has been done with a different dystopian story. So you can take a look at this to kind of model your writing after, especially these 2 columns where you are using examples and connecting to our society. So when you start your attempt, what you'll see is really what you're being asked to do. You need to create a table that has 5 rows and 3 columns, and then these are the labels for each of the columns. And as you can see, I have it set up here with the passages from the story. You can create your own table that does have 4 columns, and then you can cut and paste these quotes in there, or you can just put the story titles, but you don't have to. The only thing that you have to do is to have the 3 columns with your answers for each story. So let's take a look at how to do that. If you notice in your formatting tools here at the bottom, there is a table function, and you need to have 3 columns, and we need 5 rows because you're going to have a title row, and then you'll have your 4 story rows. And if you click apply, you'll see that the table is created there for you. So in the instructions, it tells you to label them, just like I have here. And so that is in fact what you will do. And you can see that this kind of moves, but don't let that bother you because it will end up formatting itself. And then here is where you will type your information. You will decide what words you think are keywords in that quote, and you will tell us. You see, if you just type in there and your answer or your assignment will be this. Reality. Sorry about my typing. And you'll fill in for each story. So your first one will be for Harrison Bergeron. Your second row will be for Lose Now, Pay Later. Your third row will be for The Pedestrian. And your fourth row will be for We Ate the Children Last. And so you'll fill in your information accordingly. And again, you have time to complete this. It doesn't have to all be done in one sitting. It does tell you have 1 attempt, but if you just leave it, X out, take you right back where you were, and you can resume later. So that is how to complete it. And then again, make sure that you ask me if you have any questions.